Alright, happy Friday the 13th. I'm going to take advantage of this Friday the 13th in October, and I'm going to rank all of the Friday the 13th films in the series. This is a series that I love. Me and my girlfriend have watched this complete series multiple times. I introduced it to her, and she is now a super fan of it, and I've always loved it. It's probably my second favorite behind Halloween. So I thought I'd do a quick run through. I've ranked these worst to best. I like most of these films, but there's a few that I don't like. I'll give my quick thoughts on them, and yeah, let's get into it. I'm ranking these all off of my personal preference on my experience with these movies. I'm mostly just ranking these on how much I enjoy them and the rewatchability for them for me. I went over this list quite a few times. I made it twice and went over it and over it, and I think this is my most accurate list that I could think of, and it's probably going to be quite a bit different than most. I'm a big fan of the classics, so those obviously have an advantage, but yeah, let's just get into it. Coming in at number 12, without a doubt, is Jason Goes to Hell. That will always be my least favorite. I have never liked this movie. I do not like what they did with it. I don't like the look of Jason. I don't like how they made him a worm or a demon or whatever that was, where he can possess people and then all of a sudden now they're Jason. I hated that. I don't know what made them go that way. I don't like how they made it to where if Voorhees can kill him or they have to have this special dagger. The ending is horrible. I just don't like anything about this movie. I don't like the story. I don't like the characters. This is probably the only one that I won't ever have any reason to watch again, honestly, unless I do another marathon, which I rarely do now. Now I just usually pick out my favorites and watch them whenever I'm in a mood for Friday the 13th. But yeah, this is one that I have no reason to watch again. I do not like this movie whatsoever. Some people argue that it's entertaining. I don't get that. It just makes me mad. I guess you have to be you can't be a big fan of this series to find it entertaining, I don't think, because if you're a big fan of the series, it kind of just disrespects you, and you can't have fun with it at all. So I think that's the reason why I don't like it that much. Coming right above that at 11 is Jason X. I can get in the mood for this one. I don't like the look of Jason. The story is kind of meh, but it is entertaining. This is kind of a guilty pleasure a little bit. I have to be in a special mood for it for sure, but I can't argue that it's not entertaining, because it is. Every series has to have that weird sequel where they go to space or go to the hood, like I said in the Children of the Corn ranking, and this is theirs, so I don't know. I can throw it on and have an okay time, but I'm not a big fan. As far as a Friday the 13th film, it doesn't feel like it. From here on up, from 9 up to 1 is where I had the most trouble ranking, but I think, like I said, I think this is my most set. So coming in at from 10 to 1, I mean. So coming in at number 10 is Part 7, The New Blood. This one never worked for me. I think Jason does look cool. He does have a cool look in this one. I like the mask, but I don't like the story they went with it. It's kind of like Carrie versus Jason, most people reference it to, and I don't think that works. I don't know what made them think that that's the way they should go for this series. I don't think telekinesis and Jason mix at all. I don't know why they went that route. It has some okay kills, but yeah, I just didn't like. I wasn't a big fan of the characters. The third act is pretty fun. It's entertaining. I could throw on this movie and just watch the third act, and it's pretty hyped up. But yeah, other than that, I don't enjoy this one that much. It's pretty boring throughout the beginning and middle. It's pretty boring to me. But yeah, that's about it. Coming at number 9, I was debating on why I ranked this one so low, but after looking at it a couple times, all the films above it I do enjoy more, and number 9 is Freddy vs. Jason. I do like this film, and most people will have it ranked a lot higher. My only problem in it with this ranking is I think it is a Freddy movie more than a Jason movie. If you watch it, it's kind of Jason or Freddy's running the show. He's using Jason to his advantage. It's not the other way around. and Jason's just kind of there. The fight scene is awesome. It is a great fight scene. They did it perfect. I love the third act of this movie. It isn't a very entertaining movie, but I just don't see it that much as a Friday the 13th movie, so it kind of has to be low on this ranking. I think if I finished watching all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and I did a ranking of that series, it would probably be much higher, I think, in that than it would be in this one. But yeah, that's the reason why it's ranked at 9 as of right now. But I do like this movie. From here on up are movies that I do like and I rewatch quite often. Okay, right above that, part 8 is Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. This is a lot of people's least favorite. I have a lot of nostalgia for this. I wasn't an 80s kid, obviously, but I watched this when I was little, and I remember the boat scenes, and I can enjoy this movie for what it is. I can't argue that it should be called Jason Takes a Boat, not Jason Takes Manhattan, because 90% of the movie is on the boat. But I think it's entertaining on the boat. I don't know, I don't see people's problems with it. The whole kid and seeing the ghost and stuff like that is very weird, and I did not like that. Like the kid Jason and the visions the girl sees, and how at the end when Jason's in the drainage or whatever and he turns into the kid, I didn't like that at all. If you erase those from the movie though, I can enjoy it pretty well. They did take a weird route with this one, but I can enjoy it for what it is. It has the famous knocking the dude's head off kill. I think, no, part 7 was Kane Hodder's debut, I'm pretty sure, but this is the second movie. But him killing him in the trash can, I thought that was a really good performance by him. Really good shot. But yeah, I can enjoy this movie for what it is. I don't hate it as much as most people do. I don't throw it in as often as I do the ones above it, but I can still enjoy it. I'm not gonna be dreading it whenever I do a rewatch of the film series. I'm not gonna be dreading this one. But yeah. Right above that at number 7 is part 5. This one's fun to me. It is kind of weird. After part 4, they didn't really know what to do with the series. Obviously people wanted Jason, but he's dead. So I think it was actually a cool choice that they did with the copycat Jason. I actually liked it. Obviously I made one of his masks. I love the blue marks on the mask. I think the mask is awesome. I think it looks good. I don't know why people hate on it so much. I think it's an awesome mask, and I like what they did with the story. It's pretty crazy. The characters are something else in this one, but I think it's very funny. It's very entertaining. The kills are good. Has a good story. I think the third act is very good, very hyped up and intense. I don't see people's problems with this movie. I love the scenery and the shots in this movie, or in this film. But yeah, I don't see people's problems with this one. I can enjoy this one for sure. I'd say from here on out, from 6 to 1 is when I had the most trouble. These are all movies that I love, basically. And it was hard for me to place them. But coming in at number 6, I have the 2009 remake. I do like this movie. I don't hate on it as much as most people do. Most people don't like that he lives in a cave and he kidnaps the girl and doesn't kill her and all that. I think it works, honestly. As a reboot, you got to do something different, and I think they did great. I think it still fits Jason's character very well. It's probably the scariest Jason in the whole series. Actually, no doubt it's the scariest Jason in the whole series. I wish they would come back and do another one. But yeah, I think this movie is actually genuinely scary. Jason, I can't think of his name, but the portrayal of Jason is flawless. He does amazing. And I like the story. I like how the main character is looking for his sister that's kidnapped by Jason, and because she looks like his mom, which makes sense. I mean, part 2. And I think it just works really good. I like all the characters. All the characters that you don't like get what's coming to them, and you enjoy all those scenes. So I think this one works. It's very intense. The third act is amazing. They're not afraid to take chances, and I think it worked for the better for them. And I think more people should give this one a chance. If you don't like this one, or you watched it maybe a long time ago and you threw it away, I'd say give it another chance, because I think this one's a lot better than most people give credit for. And I think more people would like it if they rewatched it nowadays. Coming to the top 5, these are my absolute favorite Friday the 13th and some of my favorite horror movies, period. Coming in at number 5, I have Part 4, which might be surprising. A lot of people have this ranked 1 or 2, but I do like this movie and it is very fun. I just don't like the characters as much as I do with the ones above it, which is very surprising because the number one complaint about the ones above this one is the characters. A lot of people don't like the characters. I do. I like the classic Friday the 13th characters. Jason looks amazing. I think this is one of his best looks. It's dark, he's gruesome, he's ruthless. I love the story. I just don't like the characters. The twins didn't really work for me. The weird dude that's sitting by himself that's really weird and rapey, I don't like him. Crispin Glover, it's fun to see him in here, but I just don't think he fits in as a Friday the 13th character. I don't know, that's just me, but this movie is still very good. I love the ending. It's an introduction of Tommy Jarvis, and I think this is the best portrayal of Tommy Jarvis. I love the kid version. And yeah, I really like this one. Coming in at number 4 is Friday the 13th Part 3. And this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Part 3. I love the barn feel. I love the characters in this movie. This is where Jason finds his iconic hockey mask. And I think they do it well with Shelley bringing it as a prank. And it ends up being an iconic mask. I love that. A lot of people complain about this movie that they go to the barn too much and they spend too much time in the barn, but I love that. I love the barn setting. I love every scene that's in the barn. I like the bikers characters. I think they were awesome. I just like almost everything about this movie. I think it's a very well shot movie. The 3D effects are a little cheesy. You got the guys standing there with the pole in the camera and stuff like that, and the juggling. It's kind of weird, but I mean, I've never watched it in 3D, so that's probably why. But you can notice when they're trying to do 3D, like the guy's eyes popping out of his head. That's a good kill, I think, even without the 3D. But yeah, this one, the hold back on this one from being higher than number 3, or being higher than number 4, sorry, is I think this does have some of the worst acting by the one hippie girl. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about when she's coming down the stairs. Horrible acting. That one, that knocks it down as itself. That knocks it down. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. I pop this one in quite often. It's one of my favorites, and it's at number 4. Top 3 now. This was the hardest for me. I sat here for like 30 minutes going through these top 3, rearranging them, but I think I'm happy with how I set this. And coming in at number 3 is Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. This is probably the funnest Jason movie. It's just from the very first scene, it's balls to the wall and crazy. And I love the look of Jason in this one. I love how it's shot. I love the color they used. It's kind of has this bluish over the whole film, and I love that. The kills are great. Tommy Jarvis is great in this one. The ending is awesome. The third act is crazy. And I think my favorite scene in the entire film series is whenever Jason is resurrected from his grave. I love that scene. I have to throw that movie in every Friday the 13th that we have, and every Halloween season I have to throw that in just to watch that scene, and then I watch the whole movie, obviously. But I love this movie. It was my favorite for the longest time. After rewatching the series a couple times with my girlfriend, it's rearranged a little bit just because I love the top 2, but that holds nothing against that. I absolutely love this movie. Coming in at number 2 is Friday the 13th Part 2, and I love everything about this movie. I love the vibe. I love the characters. I love Sackhead Jason. I think he looks awesome. I love how it's shot. Steve Miner did an awesome job directing this movie. I think this actually is a step up in the directing from Part 1 to Part 2, but I'll get to Part 1 obviously. And I just love how it's shot. I love the colors. I love the scenery. I love the camp. I love all the teenagers that are in it. Most people don't, but I don't know, I do. I think the kills are good. This has probably my favorite final girl in the whole series, even above my number 1. I think this is my favorite final girl. And it's just crazy, wild, and I popped this one in. I probably Even though it's number 2, I probably do pop this one in more. I think this one has a little bit more rewatchability than the rest of the Friday the 13ths for me. I know that's unpopular, I'm on an island with that, but that's just how it is for me. This is my preference. And I absolutely adore this movie. But coming in at number 1, I am on a rare island with this one, and I'm fully aware it is the original 1980 Friday the 13th. And I love this movie. I mean, I love how it's shot. I think it's absolutely classic. I love the scenery in this movie. I think it's shot beautifully. I love the backstory to this movie. I love how it was done. I love all the characters. Some people don't, but I do. Like I said, I love the classic Friday the 13th. So I'm on an island with this, and I'm fully aware. But I love all the characters. The kills are amazing. It was a breakthrough for horror makeup effects and gore effects, and I love that Tom Savini did awesome in this movie. I love the story. I love how it's Jason's mom's that's the killer. It's kind of a whodunit movie, which I like, even though it's kind of a not well done whodunit movie, because there's no way you can guess somebody that's not even in the movie until the final act. But I still love it. I think it's absolutely classic. I can't go Friday the 13th without popping this one in. And I can't go summer season without popping this one in. I love this movie more than probably 90% or 95% of Friday the 13th fans. This one is usually in like the 5 or 6 area on some people's on most people's list, and I'm fully aware of that. But I just love this movie. I love how it's shot. I love the scenes. I love the dialogue. I just think it's a very well done movie, and it is my favorite Friday the 13th. Alright, thank you guys for watching this one. This was a lot of fun to do. One of my favorite film series to rank. And I hope you guys enjoy this Friday the 13th. Do something spooky. Pop in a scary movie and enjoy it. We don't get this Friday the 13th in October very much, so I'm definitely going to take advantage of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.